when you're starting out, there's really four main stages of building your business. All right. And this is really important because if you skip steps here, you're going to have some serious problems. I'm going to show you where the trap door is. All right. I'm going to show you where 80 to 90% of wholesalers and flippers get stuck is in a certain part here that I'm going to talk about. But the first step is get proof of concept. Do your first deal. Go close something, make some sort of income. I don't care if it's $1 or $250,000. You need to know that you can provide value in this space, and you're going to be able to find really great opportunities. And then you have the confidence.
We're going to talk today about inbound marketing. This is a different type of lead generation method where the leads are more qualified and come to you and you work those leads. So totally different ball game here, but we're going through a crazy digital transition now where more and more people are online and more people are raising their hands and saying they're willing to sell online than ever before. So I want to be clear that inbound is not a replacement to your outbound. Inbound is a strategy that you should supplement your outbound strategy with, but it's not for everyone. You have to be at a certain type of business level, business maturity, and it's a whole different ballgame in terms of how you work these leads. So without further ado, let's look at and further break down inbound versus outbound. So Brett, if you could walk us through here, inbound versus outbound, we will kind of look at the business trajectory of kind of when you mature into these, but just to give a base layer of education, here, what is outbound versus inbound?
Guys, first of all, thank you for being here. Let's go find a deal this week. All right. There is a huge difference between outbound, being super proactive, going out every single day, initiating conversations, essentially interrupting people's day and trying to have a quality conversation with a property owner that is showing some signs of distress. So outbound marketing is so critical if you don't have a budget and if you don't have experience. And we'll get into all these things in a second, but just to clarify what we're talking about today, talking about something called PPL, which is called pay per lead, and PPC, which is called pay per click, which is like Google searching. But really, when we're starting out, we're trading our time for these opportunities. And so I realized when I was door knocking and I went to the end house of this street on 42nd Place, the owner came out. She didn't want to sell her house. She loved the neighborhood, but she was the caretaker of a house 3 houses down. And she said, hey, listen, I'm the caretaker. Let me go see if I can get permission to get you the name, address, and phone number of the property owner so that you can call and see if they would consider an offer. That's when I realized all you need in this business is the name, address, and phone number for a property owner that wants to sell their property. If you have just those things, you can do anything in this business. You can build an unbelievable, predictable business if you go out every single day and be really proactive. But it takes a lot of time.
It does.
Takes a lot of energy.
It does.
And it's a longer process.
Right.
It's a much longer process. So when we look at the benefits and the downsides, one, the cost per lead when you're being proactive, when you're calling or sending out mail or email marketing or door knocking is much, much lower. The cost per lead is much lower. Sometimes it's nothing if you're door knocking. And you don't have to have any experience. You could literally, after this webinar, go out, go into the streets, go knock on properties that are in rough shape and ask them if they would consider an offer on their property. That's how you start building it up, building that momentum. And that's how you get started. That's the benefits of it, is you can get started right away. The downsides is anybody can do it.
That's true.
Anybody can knock on the door. You can hire somebody in some far off land to make calls, to ask people if they would consider an offer. So it's competitive. And you have to talk to a tremendous amount of people. When you're starting out, there's really four main stages of building your business, all right? And this is really important because if you skip steps here, you're going to have some serious problems. I'm going to show you where the trap door is. But the first step is do your first deal. Go close something, make some sort of income. I don't care if it's $1 or $250,000. You need to know that you can provide value in this space, and you're going to be able to find really great opportunities. And then you have the confidence, right?
Yeah.
Once you have that proof of concept, you cross that bridge from relying on faith that you can do this to it being a fact. Once you cross that bridge, it's a dramatic change and it really breaks your brain. It really gives you the confidence to keep going. And that's when you get to consistency. All right. This is when you're closing deals on a regular basis to where you can replace your current income so that you can go full time as a real estate entrepreneur. Because nobody on here wants to just kind of like do a deal once in their lifetime and be happy with that. Everybody on here wants to change their life through real estate.
Right. I couldn't agree more.
Right. And so that's where you see the slope going up. All right. So I had done PPC with a couple different agencies for a few years, and it's been okay, but it was never something that was a real pillar of our business. And then I realized, with everything going AI and everything going with people's ability to search really fast, and as people age, there's more people that understand that they get a lot of the answers to their questions online. Right? So I really wanted to make an effort to be really, really good at getting people that are searching to sell their house fast to come into my life. Right? So I hired a guy from Google and I recruited him over. His name's Jesse, and he came in and it was awesome. He was sending us all the leads. He was taking care of the accounts. It's like a different language going into your Google accounts. And so he took care of everything. He was managing it like a day trader. He was making 20, 40 changes a day. It just went and exploded. But this is really the breakdown. All right. There's a filter. You put money in at the top of the funnel, essentially, and then that gets you clicks, right? When people are searching, that gets you one of those sponsored spots on Google. That gets you the clicks. And then if you have a really good landing page, a really good conversion there, that'll get you their information. And then from there, some people put in fake information. Then there's quality leads. But then it gets to, did you make contact? So the first step, as soon as that lead comes in, you've got 30 seconds to get a hold of that property owner.
They're going to the next website if you're not calling them.
Say we didn't contact that lead. Well, 10, 20 minutes later, guess what that lead's getting?
Triple tapped again.
Triple tapped again with a voicemail and a text. Did you contact him? Nope. Guess what's happening 20 minutes later?
Again.
Triple tapped again. That's what it is. And then from there, if they didn't contact them, you're going to give them 3 calls in about an hour, and you're just going and going and going and going, and you're calling them 12 times in the first day to get a hold of them. That's how you win in this game. Because remember, the lead at the top, you put your money in, you're pouring your money at the top of the funnel, you get the clicks, you get people on your site, they're converting, they're putting their information in there. It's a good lead. It's not some crazy number or some fake address that they put in there. But the next step is on us. The next step is on the acquisition team to actually have a conversation with that property.
For Batch Leads Plus, which is our PPL product, ours is primarily vacant land or some type of single family home. You could maybe specify a little bit differently for a client that wants to go after a multifamily or a commercial.
We'll talk about PPL because I think it's important, and then we'll get to some questions.
Yeah. So pay per lead is where us at Batch have created our own brand and our own marketing channel and our own Google ads to where you come to us and say, hey, I want X amount of leads in this market. We're going to get leads to you in 48 hours and just get rolling. That's really what PPL is you tell us the budget you want. Our minimum budget is $5,000 for a market. We also only allow up to 3 people per market. And if you spend enough money, you could be market exclusive. That's what makes us a little bit different. And then if the home is listed or it's improper information, you actually get a credit for another lead. So if we're not doing a good job of making sure we're putting high quality leads in front of you, it costs me money, not you. And then kind of what are your minimums are similar to ours too. And you want to talk about kind of the price point you need to be at to really get started to have success.
Yeah. I mean, listen, if you're in a smaller market, if you don't have between $5,000 and $7,500 a month, and by I mean small market under 500,000, then you're just going to be burning your money. If you're over 500,000, you want between 75 and 10,000 minimum, depending on where you're at, a month in spend to be able to do this. So this is established businesses. And if they follow this plan, they're going to be able to convert those leads. But if your systems aren't super tight, you're just going to waste your money.
Yeah. And then for Batch Leads Plus, if you guys are interested, you could hit the QR code. Our boy Parker will reach out to you, kind of let you know what the cost is per lead, per market that you're in. And it's really good stuff. We've had quite a few people have a lot of success as we started this out. I have a buddy named Casey Ryan, who's in Las Vegas, and he's been with us for 3 months and already closed 4 deals on about 20K in spend. And
Awesome.
I think he's made about 90,000 in assignments. So
Yeah.
he's already seeing a lot of success. We have some other success stories, but if you have the systems and processes right, it just depends on what you want to do. What Brent's doing could help you make a bunch more money, and what we're doing could help you make a bunch more money. We just wanted to kind of let you know at Batch some new things that we have going on, and Brent kind of told me some new stuff that he had going on, and we just wanted to let you guys know that, you know, if this is something you want to pursue, either of us would really love to help you. Let's get to some questions too. Just for real quick for CRM, just to let you know for Batch Leads Plus is any CRM that you guys use, we're actually able to webhook in and get those leads instantly into your CRM in real time. And I'm sure, Brent, you guys do the same thing as well.
Yep.
But I think someone did ask, anonymous attendee, is what CRM do you use to track incoming leads? I believe you use Podio, right?
Here's something that you should mention as well. Yeah, it's in Podio, but switching to whatever you got coming up and or Lead Boss or some Lead Follow-Up Boss. Anyway, one thing that's really important, and I see it here in the chat, is you're going to only do this for certain people in certain areas.
Yeah, let's get a few questions in for the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, so what I want to answer real fast has been asked a couple times. Who else has the lead for PPL? In both of these strategies, guys, you own the lead. It's exclusive to you. Now, we can't stop people from going to other websites, right, and answering those ads. That's why the response time is so crucial. Unless you're using a national provider like LeadZolo, some others, they might be selling national leads to multiple people. But in this case, when you're going market specific, whether you're doing hyper-targeted in your market with Brent or with PPC leads, choosing a market that you're working in, those are just going to you. Now, we may work with other people in those markets, but we're not going to generate the same lead and sell it to 2 people. So those are yours to follow up on. Another question here. In following up on PPL leads, guys, these are considered hot versus a cold lead that you're going from outbound. How differently do you handle the beginning of that conversation? What versus like the first questions that you ask?
I'm so glad. Listen, guys, you know how you cold call or you talk to somebody for the first time and you're being super proactive and you're like, hey, would you consider an offer? And there's like the friction. It's like a built-in force field that they have. You know what I mean? And people are literally conditioned to kick you, you know, kind of reject you and stiff arm you and provide some sort of protection for themselves. They don't know what's going on. When you call somebody while they are on your website, you just filled out a form on my website. Tell me what's going on.
Yeah, you have.
Boom! Now they are the ones that are telling you all the stuff about the properties. You're not the one having to pull it out from, you know, outbound marketing. And so it's just phenomenal. The conversations are way easier.
Couldn't said any better. What else we got? Phoenix is full. So as I said, we're only allowing so many people in. For us, Phoenix is full. Brent, I don't know if you're allowing people in Phoenix or not, but Phoenix and Vegas are our 2 markets that are currently full right now, but I think we have open spots basically everywhere else.
All right. We've also got, if we are in a market where you are one of 3, do all 3 leads coming in at the same time for PPL?
For PPL, it's not going to all 3 of you. Each of you, we're doing our own separate campaigns to where it's on the PPL side. It's not like you and 2 other people are getting the same leads. It's exclusive leads. Each for your guys' selves. So it's not like you're fighting the other 2 people in the market. We're generating leads only for you and sending it only to you. We're just generating leads in one county for 3 people. If that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah. Couple questions again. You know, how can I integrate this into my systems? Whether you're going with Brent's team and they're helping you spin this up in-house, he's going to help hook it up to whatever systems processes you have. If you're just purchasing leads from Batch, same thing. We'll hook up to your CRM or whatever, and those leads will be pushed to you.
Yeah, in real time. So that's back to Brent's process. Hit them immediately. And both of us are able to set up, you know, email, text notifications and stuff like that to make sure that
we set it all up. When you come into our world, we set you all up. Not only that, but like the people running your account, 1, I have extreme experience, but 2, they know the business. They know what to look for. They're looking at, is this a lead that's retail? Is this a lead that's an ugly house? And they're making adjustments on the fly based on what's happening with your account. It's banana. I'm just telling you, it's bananas. It's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, and we're doing the same thing on, you know, optimizing our website too, looking at, you know, all the leads and the leads people are closing and getting feedback. And so we're able to go in and make those tweaks to make sure at the end of the day, me and Brent just want to put the best leads in front of you guys so you can have more success. Like that's ultimately, what we're trying to do. But you guys have to put that work in and put those systems and processes and hire those right people to where you could scale it, because you could really scale the heck out of, inbound leads and make a lot of money doing it.
So last question, and we'll do some closing thoughts here. Thank you, everyone. So question here, can we spend less than 5K per month?
That's it.
Since we'll be starting fresh, maybe I'm a bit conservative here. I don't want to know how to get started. Explain to everyone, why 5K is the baseline.
So just with 5K, and as you're building this pipeline, it's tough to even get your first deal within a 5K budget. So if you're not there yet, go back to what Brent's saying and go optimize and close more outbound deals. But in my opinion, 5K is the minimum. Like it really should be probably, as you were saying, 10K a month for a quarter. It's a commitment that you have to do. It's a pipeline that you're building, and it's just
6 months, guys.
It's just going to
You have to have 6 months set aside.
I agree.
6 months minimum set aside. If you're going to do either one of these, if you're in a smaller market, at least 30, 40 grand ready to go. If you're in a bigger market, probably 50, 60 ready to go. But it is an investment.
I agree.
It is an investment. You're rolling that dice. And if you follow what I just showed you on converting these deals and just, you got to go like you're on fire, you will get an incredible return on your investment. And then it just grows and grows and grows. And then you just add talent to your marketing budget. And now you've got $20 million business or whatever the heck.
These guys are crazy. But like Casey Ryan, who's my buddy in Vegas that uses us as well. He has a team of about 10 people and he does $4 million a year. So, but he has a lot of inbound leads that he does. He does some outbound as well, but the majority of his deals come from inbound. And he's spending, 6 figures a month. But it's something, once you get the right team and the right process in place, it's a budget that you could keep adding to month over month to keep scaling. Because you should be between 4 and 5x. Your PPC budget is a pretty good, I would say, tool to say you're being successful if you're 4 to 5xing your return on investment.
Depends on what you spend. I mean, imagine you spend 100 grand, but you make 300 grand and it costs you another 100 grand for your staff. So now you're netting 100 grand a month. You know what I mean? That's how it's scaled. The bigger you scale, the lower the ROI is going to be, because there's only a certain amount of people that can that are searching for it. But we'll find you the sweet spot, and so will Jesse. Jesse's going to find you the sweet spot and you're going to find it, because you're going to be purchasing these leads. You're going to be closing. You're going to be like, oh, let me go 10K, let me go 15, let me go 20. I'm just telling you, if you're at that position where you're ready to take that next level to where you're not just focusing on 100% outbound, it's one of these two paths. It's one of these two paths.
Thank you, Brent.
Awesome.
Thank you, Jesse.
Are we still on this, or
there's a bunch more questions about our market still available.
Just reach out, reach out, fill out a form on our side. Parker will give you a call. On Brent's side, Mike will give you a call. And as I said, both options are great ones. And thanks for attending, you guys. We greatly appreciate it.